What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we got a bunch of stuff going on. So I got to press up all these shirts for the BMX Goonies. They got a ride coming up this weekend, so I'm going to press up all their shirts. I got a bunch of jackets, like nylon jackets I got to get done for another order. And then on top of that, there's been a lot of people picking up these sample packs. So I'm gonna get some sample pack action going. I got these t-shirts for the BMX Goonies. I got the coaches jackets I gotta do. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Try to turn the camera on for most of it. And then also I wanna answer some questions about parking lot pop-ups. There's been a lot of questions. I think that video might have got popular over these past few days, but parking lot pop-ups is something that I used to do for one of my old brands. So I wanted to address a lot of the questions that I've been getting. I'm also gonna show you guys some of the locations I used to pick up on the Super 73, cruise around, show you the locations where I used to do the parking lot pop-ups. Hopefully you guys got some of the same setups in your city where you could do this kind of thing and not get busted and not cause too much attention to yourself, you know what I mean? Because when you're doing it, you kind of want to do it low-key. You're out there selling with no permit and stuff like that. You're basically just selling right out of the trunk. So this is the way that I used to do it. Hopefully this will help some of you guys out. Alright, so I've been getting a lot of questions about doing parking lot pop-ups, right? Now, let me first start by saying, when you're doing this, it's not for the foot traffic that's going to be coming around and, you know, potential shoppers. This is strictly driven by your social media. So you're going to be posting, hey, I'm going to be parked over here, show up. This is what you could do to buy these shirts or these hats or these products or whatever it is. It's using the same model that the food trucks used. So if you remember when those gourmet food trucks first started coming around, and what they would do is post on Twitter like, hey, this is where we're gonna be slanging food. This is where we're gonna be parked at. Same exact model. But the difference between us and the food is we don't attract the foot traffic that the food trucks do. So we're standing there with our regular everyday driver car with the trunk popped open, selling t-shirts. Not everybody walking by is in the mood to buy t-shirts. You might get the occasional person that just stops and looks at what we're selling, but we don't have a full display set up. We just have the trunk popped open. So everything is driven by social media. So on your social media, you have to do the dirty work. You have to go out there, post, advertise, let people know where you're going to be at, how long you're going to be there for, what they could buy when they show up. So that way you're going to have people pulling up just to buy from you. Plan on being there for like an hour or two. So I'm going to show you guys exactly the parking lots that I used to post up in and what they look like, just so you guys get a good idea. I'm going to be doing this on the Super 73. This is one of the reasons why I got the Super 73, so I could cruise around the city, show you guys different things of how I used to operate when I was selling out the trunk and when I was just doing stuff, scavenger hunts, parking lot pop-ups, some of the bars that I used to vend out of, all of that stuff. I want to show you guys exactly how I was doing it and why I was doing it, and the easiest way to do it is with that Super 73. For the people that didn't know what that was and some of the comments I was getting about it, Super 73 is an electric bike company. The model that I have is the RX, so it has the front and rear suspension. It takes like a few months to get. I don't know how their shipping works or where they're shipping from, but you place the order, you get your bike in a few months, and it's cool. The one issue that I had, it wasn't necessarily with Super 73, but it was with the helmet. So when I ride a motorcycle, I usually wear a half shell helmet. I don't wear a full face. Sometimes I do if I'm going on a long ride, but I had to find a helmet that I could ride with the Super 73 so I could put the camera on there, have a microphone in there. It's a big ordeal. You guys see me riding bikes around the city. You see me riding stuff on two wheels all the time, but I can't really talk to the camera because of the wind noise and all that stuff. So the way that I seen a lot of other people doing it was they were buying those Rock helmets, and I think it's like a snowboarding helmet, but they wear them for their e-bikes and their electric skateboards and all that stuff. Well, that helmet doesn't fit my big ass head. I got the XX helmet and it doesn't fit my big ass head. So I had to get a regular DOT helmet, full face. So I ended up going with the Scorpion Covert. I think that's the name of it. I'll do a side-by-side comparison and the way it fits. And then I'll also do a separate video with like the moto vlog setup for the people that actually care about that stuff. Some people really don't. You guys just want to hear about t-shirts and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take you guys around the city, show you guys where I used to do these parking lot pop-ups. It's all going to be from the view of the Super 73 and the camera on my helmet. Hopefully the audio sounds good through the mic, but this is going to be the first of many. So we're going to work out the kinks as we go along. Hope you guys enjoy this stuff. But like I said, if you're planning on doing parking lot pop-ups, it's all driven by your social media. You have to promote that you're going to be here. You're going to have to promote what shirts you're going to be selling. You're going to have to promote what time you're going to be there from here to here. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. I'm hoping my breathing isn't fucking up the audio and all this wind isn't messing up all this audio. So we'll see. All right, we're going to pull up to the first spot that I used to do the parking lot pop-ups in. They used to just make sense for myself. Oh, let's just hit this sidewalk action right here. So that's another cool thing about having this e-bike is I could hit the sidewalk and the streets at the same time with no issues, you know what I mean? All right, so y'all see that in and out straight ahead? That years ago, that wasn't there. That was a rundown Burger King before they opened this in and out. So if you watch any of my old video, or if you see my posts where I talk about doing parking lot pop-ups, this is where I used to do them. So all of this drive-through and all this shit wasn't here. All this wasn't here. This was just parking. That definitely wasn't there. That was a Burger King. So I picked this parking lot right here. It's at the end of this. There's the Albertsons right there. All these restaurants right here weren't here either. Papa John's was here, but Chipotle, all that wasn't there. So I would post up right up in there and say, hey, I'm next to the Papa John's, way in the back. It's not bothering nobody in this Albertsons. And I'm right on that Main Street Artesia, so they could see the car with the trunk popped open. And that was it. You know what I mean? Let's go to this other spot. So this was one of the locations that I would do parking lot pop-ups in, right? Is it the only location? No, I used to do them all over the place, but that was one of the main ones that I would always use because nobody used to hassle me and it was just easy to get in and out of there. You know, people could drive up, pick up their stuff, and then get out of there. So right now we're on Western, headed to another spot to show you guys where I used to do this. So what you want to do is you want to look for like a big parking lot, but not like a crazy abandoned one where it looks all sketchy and then people are gonna be scared to pull up on you, but at least something that's going to be well lit if you're going to be out there at night. And then also just very accessible, you know what I mean? Close to the driveway, like to get in. You have to think about the customer, not just yourself, but you got to think about the customer also. And then, you know, at least be somewhat respectful to the other businesses around there. Oh, she's working out. All right, so right now we're going to Pacific Square, which is like a shopping center that's directly in the middle of the city. It's called Pacific Square. Got like a bunch of Asian supermarkets, some restaurants and stuff. So we're about to go check that out right now. This is one of the other spots that I used to do parking lot pop-ups in because, like I said, it's accessible to everybody and I'm not bothering nobody, you know what I mean? I can just pull up on the side and handle my business and nobody really bothers you. Security really don't come around and jam you up or nothing. So I used to pull up right here, Pacific Square. I'll post a picture showing Pacific Square, and then on top of that, I would just leave my car here, pop the trunk, and then people will come through and see what the fuck I'm selling. All this right here is always open. People could come from this way, and then people could easily come from that way. So we'll go out this way just to show. But as you can see, there's just like a bunch of random shops and stuff inside here. I never parked in here because it's super high traffic. Look at all these damn speed bumps right here. So I always kept it back over there. Yo, so I just got done doing a bunch of coaches jackets right now. I think I did like 62, 63, something like that. But what I wanted to show was somebody in the Facebook group. I'm late to the party because you guys already know I don't use Teflon sheets. The only time that I do use a Teflon sheet is when I'm doing nylon jackets, the bags or the jackets, like coaches jackets, stuff like that. That's when I'll use a Teflon sheet because I don't want to melt the jacket. So somebody in the Facebook group had posted this. It might have been Diz, it might have been somebody else, but this cool little thing right here. So you just order these little magnet clips, put the Teflon sheet underneath, and you're good to go. Also, this little readout, I don't know if you guys could see that. I reset that. Oh, I did 64 jackets. I reset that every time I start pressing. My old press didn't have that. If you guys didn't know, I'm using the Signature Pro now with the Sure pressure gauge. All this stuff right here is different from the Signature series to the Signature Pro. This is different, and also the readout is different. I always post this on Instagram of me resetting it and then how many shirts I'm doing. It's just cool to see how many presses I'm doing a night. But today I did 64 jackets. I thought it was 63, but 64 jackets. And using this little Teflon hack or trick, whatever, whoever posted this, thank you. I appreciate it. All it is some magnetic clips and then a 16 by 20 Teflon sheet. And then it's just wrapped around and then it's clipped on. And then that way you don't have to do this number right here, press and then move it, move the shirt, put the transfer down, put this back on. This helps out tremendously. So appreciate you, whoever shared that. And yeah, now this box right here of jackets is going out. Finally, took me a little while to finish those. So getting it done. And for anybody that was asking, I use ThermoFlex Extra. I think that's what it is. ThermoFlex Extra heat transfer vinyl for nylon. So I think it's called ThermoFlex Extra. All right, catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.